Can I share if I try to like take notes and stuff?
You can.
Would you like me to?
Go ahead.
Yee. Cool. So this is working and everybody's cool.
I see it. Yep.
Sweet. So agenda wise, uh, what do you want to talk about? I saw you had some posts a little bit about the you can do one more release this year.
Yeah. So we're gonna do. Uh, we didn't do a release in November.
Right.
We're going to do a release hopefully next week is the plan. Um, and that'll be it until the end of January release.
Okay.
We did that last year and it seemed to work well to merge November and December releases into one type thing due to the holidays. So
Yeah. And what's the approximate date?
uh, targeting either Monday or Tuesday, I think. So I don't know what date that is.
Like 11, 12.
11th or 12th, yeah.
Yeah, okay. 12. Any interesting highlights you want to talk about for that release?
Um, we have a bunch more modules, I think. No, wait. All of the return codes, I believe, are in for this, so
Yeah.
never mind. Um, not a ton. It's mostly just run rate stuff. I guess one of the things that I can highlight is when you specify a module to be run with the -m command, it was case sensitive. So if you
Ah,
added any capital letters, it would have puked and said, I can't find that module. And now we're just casting it down. So that hopefully is a nice ease of use thing that probably should have gone in a long time ago.
so basically, you're not making it case sensitive anymore.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of minor fixes in there, but nothing drastic for this release.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one actually. That's a sort of thing you don't think about until you screw it up.
Right? Until you get some bug reports saying, hey, I can't run this module.
And you're
And you
like,
stare at it for a while and you're like, everything looks right. Oh, they capitalized the C. Okay.
oh, yeah. It takes you like days to figure out that there's a capital letter.
Basically, yeah.
I get that. Cool. What else do you got? I see an interesting pull request from Brent, so I was gonna give him a hard time if he's here.
He is here.
Oh, Brent. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's very good.
I am here. I am here. Yeah.
You want to talk about your pull request
Uh,
on UEFI
is that
section data?
the which one? The
On UEFI section data?
oh yeah. I need to. So that one I've been. Actually, I need to get back to. And probably try to work with. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to work with Nathaniel to get it in by Monday. Um, but yeah, that one has unfortunately been hanging out for a long time. So so there was some UFI decoding which was hiding in sections due to the way it was being processed, and we were asked if we could get Chipsec to find it. I did that in several revisions, and I think I fixed it and unfixed it. So I need to go back and figure out what exactly the problem is, because I thought I had a good fix for everything, but apparently I did not, according to the submitter. So
Okay, interesting.
um, yeah.
What do you need from me for that? You need to just try to run it on a bunch of the.
I think the biggest thing is I wasn't sure, or I just need to figure out what's so at one time it was proposed to be, yeah, we had a fix, but we wanted to add some functionality to it. And I'm not sure the delta of once I added that additional functionality to it, what the what broke within the fix. So there was a bunch of data given, but I didn't see the, I couldn't pick out just by looking at it, and I've just been busy with other stuff. So um, that is on my list of things to do this week, though.
Got it.
Cool. All right, I kind of took you off track by just asking about random stuff. What else did you want to talk about? Or we could just go around and add to the agenda.
I didn't have a ton else to talk about right now, so we can just go around if you want.
Anything from the Lego Stormtrooper?
Oh, no input. No.
I love your Lego Stormtrooper, by the way.
I think have them floating around here somewhere. I have to find them. But yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. Any other topics?
So this is Brent again.
Yeah.
So with Decode, I've been doing some other work, and like I've created a module where you can essentially say which type. So instead of, the big decoding and parsing of everything like we do and getting the list, I just want to pick out, like, which files and just put them all in a folder. So stuff like that. Is there any interest in converting something like that into a module or a util command in general that Chipsec where people would use? Or, I mean,
think
if
so,
not,
but
it's
I think
just used.
can you explain one more time? Because I think I lost you somewhere as you were explaining what it does. It sounds like it
Yeah.
would be a really good util command, but could you explain it again?
Yeah, so right now, I mean, we go it like the command currently for decode goes through and it finds, all the types, and it sets them up, and like it recreates the directory structure,
Right.
which is good, but if you're just looking for, give me these types of modules, like if you want just the SMM type, right? And you just want
Oh,
them in
it's like a
a
filter
folder.
for it.
Yeah, you can essentially, like, is there any use for anyone else to just say, like, go get me this type, which is like the SMM type modules, and dump them in this folder
I
for
think
decoding up? Yeah.
I think we totally use that. I mean, Mickey, I would imagine you would use that, but maybe you should speak for yourself. I mean, I think that would be useful. Does anybody else?
Just so you know, Mickey, we didn't hear you if you tried to talk there.
Mickey always loves when I like particularly call him out on large meetings.
Um, I,
One of
yeah,
the things
I
we
guess
would
for for util command though, the UEFI and decode command is kind of large. Would you want a separate or to, so
I was
I'm
thinking
not
maybe
sure
it's
how
some
to.
command of
you hear me?
UEFI. Now I hear you.
Okay. What? I'm doing
Explain.
a couple of things in parallel. What do you mean? Like, I heard my name. Mickey would use this feature. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's exactly what I was after. So Brent's putting together a module that we're thinking about maybe pushing to a util command, where it's like a decode, except it does a filtering, where you're gonna filter types of modules. Did I get that right, Brent?
Yeah, yep. And instead of putting it like in the directory structure, you just pull out the modules into a folder or something. Opposed, yeah.
Yeah, I totally use that.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah. Anyone I know would use that.
So like your example, Brent, was like SMM modules. Give me all the SMM modules. Well,
I mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You gotta think of your competition here, because UEFI extract does something similar.
Mhm.
So you gotta beat them.
You gotta be.
That's what it's about, my friends. Especially in open source.
Or you just say they're doing it better. Go use that one, right?
No, never that. Never that. Okay. So like if we did make it a util command, would it I was thinking it would be something under UEFI. Would you want to put it someplace else? Do you got a better idea?
No, I think that's where it goes. I was just the under the UEFI util command. It's a fairly large command at this point.
Yeah.
Continuously adding things to that. I was wondering, is there a point where it should be broken up a little bit more? But
But what's weird is, and I don't know if this has changed, but there's also Chipsec. There's UEFI, and then I think there's a decode that's at the same level as UEFI. There's UEFI decode, but then there's also a decode. Am I right? If I remember.
yes, if you
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know why they're different, or if they are different. They might not be. But like that might be another approach to like split off some of this stuff from the other UEFI things.
It also might be possible to keep it under one header, but split out the functionality into smaller files or something similar. Um,
What do you mean by smaller files?
so the UEFI command file would import other
Oh, yes.
helper files, and that way
Yes, yeah.
it'll shorten
Split it up.
it'll help readability.
Right. You don't have
Maybe
to
that's
have it all.
something that my team can help with.
Okay,
So
okay, Nathaniel, I'll talk to you a little more in detail then.
Yeah. Okay.
can one of you actually give an opinion on Chipsec util UEFI versus Chipsec util decode? What should that mean, do you think? What should go where, I guess?
I think one of those is redundant, so we just need to look at it
I'm
and
pretty sure
probably
that's the
just.
case today, right? Should there be a difference though? Like for example, let me put a proposal out there and you can tell me what you think. What if Chipsec util UEFI is more about using the UEFI uh, interfaces, and Chipsec util decode is more about parsing a spy image, whether it's UEFI or not. Now, currently we only do UEFI. I get this, but like what you're doing is you're separating out the parsing of a spy image from the UEFI stuff that you can do. For example, variables.
Yeah, you could also take it one step farther because the way decode works is kind of different than anything else because it doesn't need privileges or configure anything. So
Exactly.
you could almost say should it be broken out into another chipsec underscore decode or something like that,
Ooh.
which is
Oh.
separate. but that changes a lot of other things. So
That would be a
um,
much bigger paradigm change. I
yeah.
wouldn't propose that yet. If you wanted to do that, though, I think what would make sense to do if you wanted to do that, we'd want to pair together a bunch of other things that you might be doing all together. So actually, the stuff that you were doing, Brent, if you had another entry point, chipsec underscore something else, um, you might be in a position to look at what would be the related functionality that all goes together there. Right now, I would probably stick with chipsec util and look at the decode thing as maybe separating UE5 versus parsing. What do you guys think of that idea?
I agree. I think we have enough control right now over whether or not configurations or whatnot get loaded for utils that we can handle the case where it doesn't use anything, and
Yeah.
it'll spin up pretty lightly. But I think there's also value in what you were saying, right? If there are other utilities or functionality that we want to strip out that does not
Function
use
group.
configs or the drivers, right? Then I think it would make sense to collect all those and put them under a single entry point.
I think right now the way that the thing was designed was to have modules under main, right? You have something that's going to be self-contained, it's going to run. Something that a user is going to go poke around with is under util. If you have a set of functions that are something other than those two, we should think about a new entry point. But otherwise, I would put it under util because you're parsing an image. That's what util's. It's a manual thing.
Agreed.
Part of it could be that you may not be parsing a file, but you're reading the system before you're parsing a file. So there's still a component that may require access to the system.
And that's
You
where
may
you
need
would.
extra stuff. Yeah.
Are you thinking of that like for util, and then maybe if you were to split out a third thing, those would be all the things that cannot and never will access the system, just the file. That kind of where you're going?
Well, you have to. It's right now that we can read the system as a switch as opposed to supplying a bin or whatever. So it's not always completely unless we want two separate, which I'm not. That may make sense, may not. I think it's regardless. I think it's something that should be looked at.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine, but I think what we should do is if somebody wants to do that, we should make like a more well-formed proposal and just like explain here are the things that would if we're going with that idea, these are the things
Gelson,
that would
can you mute? Gelson, can you mute, please? If you're not talking. All right, I muted him.
okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, what I'm thinking is if we want to do this if we want to, if anyone wants to make a proposal about like a new entry point, what we would want is to see a like what is the cluster of functionality uh, in this particular case, like it might be uh, all the functionality that would never touch the actual system, stuff that would just be on files. Is that kind of, do you guys agree with that? Am I doing okay in how I'm capturing this?
You're doing great.
Cool. 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 Well, Brent, that was a good topic there. What else do people have? Probably Sarah has a lot, particularly around some sort of creepy forest or some other scary thing. Anything in
Yeah,
particular?
a few zombies and
Zombies are good.
no, I think I'm just focused on return codes right now. That's what I
Okay.
have.
I think I saw something from you on the docs too. Maybe that was a while ago. I don't know.
Probably I don't remember.
All good. Just wanted to make you say something.
Yeah, I've been quiet.
Oh, one of the things around return codes, Sarah, can you explain the IDs and how they're generated?
All right. Yeah. So with return codes, the return code includes an ID for the module. And so we added a tool to generate the IDs, and it's basically a hash of the name. And so, like for example, for I don't know, like keyboard buffer, that name, the name of the module, goes into a hashing function, and then we just strip like just the first. I think that the ID is 7 bits, if I remember correctly. And so that's how we generate the ID for the modules.
Okay. And when you say the name, is it just the last part, or does it include like the path bit? Common dot whatever.
No, just the last part.
Just the last bit. Okay.
Unless I've
The
if
interesting
we're
thing is you can have two modules with the same name. That is possible.
yeah, that's yeah. So if you have if for some reason there are two modules with the same name but in different folders, I do include the folder in that case, but not the rest of the path.
Oh, so you actually do like a check for when it's generating an ID, it checks to see if it's already generated that ID someplace else.
It does not check for collisions right now, um, but
How would it do that then?
well, I'm using the Python hashlib,
Yeah.
which probably does it on its own. But I mean, we haven't added like a check to make sure that collisions are not happening.
Okay, so you would not detect a duplicate right now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's a manual check right now. Is what
Oh,
she was
that's what
saying.
you're saying. Okay, got it. Got it.
Thanks, Nathaniel.
I don't know if there's a PR or something to comment on, but that'd be my comment. Might be something to look at. I don't. So to be perfectly honest, I don't know how often that's going to come up, but it'd be good to make it not break.
Yes, I agree.
Cool. So with these return codes, you're going to include an ID for a module, and you're going to have the return like structure or whatever you call it, like enum type thing. And you're putting them together in an object. Is that the idea?
Yep. And then the modules, instead of returning the ints, for the module results,
Right. Return
they
that
would
object.
return not the object, just the int, I guess, but in return code format.
Are they still returning a regular integer, or are they returning this class thing?
No, yeah, they're still returning an integer.
So where does this go? This the ID and whatever else is in there.
So basically, it's more like a hex value. And so you have like fields. So I don't know, I don't remember the exact bits, but bit, I don't know,
So
3
you
to.
drop the ID in certain bits of the integer. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
The ID becomes the 7 bits of the integer or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they become like certain bits of the integer, and then the next bits are the type of error, or
The
failure,
status of
whatever
the
happened.
result of the
Status,
module.
yeah. Thank you.
So do you remember which bits are which? High bits, low bits are the ID?
Don't remember. I think
I think
it's
it's the high bits are the ID and the lower bits are the results.
yeah, but I don't remember the exact bits.
Okay, so the other bits are the result status code.
Yeah.
And the ID goes into some parts. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. That's helpful. Thank you. So it's no longer so you don't need an object. What you're doing is uh, you're splitting up the bits of the integer that you're going to return and just encoding it into those bits.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for explaining that. That's a good thing to understand. By the way, is that already in? Is that in the next version? When is that change happening?
It's already partially in, and it'll be done by next version, next release. And we're supporting both modes right now. So because default is the usual return values. You can choose to use return codes by using a -RC switch.
Oh, so right now this is gated under the -RC switch.
Mm-hmm.
Everything works the way it previously did, unless you pass -RC.
Yes. Yeah, we want to make the transition smooth, I guess.
Okay, cool. That's a good one. All right. Anybody else got topics or questions, comments? We're also accepting zombies, monsters.
I think the last thing that I have is next quarter we'll try to do a concerted effort to focus on all the open source issues that are open. So we've got 66 tickets that are currently open. So we'll be focusing on those in the next quarter or two. There's a few open issues from a long time ago.
Yeah,
John, I don't know if you are able
I'm
to
sure that's
look
true.
at some.
I can do that. You might want to, if it, um, you know what might help if you assign stuff to me,
Okay.
because I might or might not have completely forgotten. And I have to look, right? But there are some that you're probably thinking about. Just assign it to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go through them, and if there's ones I've got questions that I would like your help on,
There
I'll
you go.
assign them
Or
to you.
at
And
me,
then,
whatever. That'll work too. Just as long as I
okay,
get a notification.
cool.
I'll go look at it too, no problem. But it's more of a I probably won't think about it, and there are
Yeah,
probably ones you're thinking about.
cool. I'll do that. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can only imagine. It's been a while, but there's got to be some really good gems in there.
Our oldest one is from 2016, so
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Oh, good. There's
Wow.
one from Terry here from 2016. Yeah, that's gonna be great. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, good, good stuff. I mean, yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, I think we can close it up here. I'll save the page. If any of you want to make edits or look at it. Um, are we on our regular cadence here? Do we need to plan another event on Discord, or will that?
So I already did. So if you look at the top of Discord, there's 2 events. So the next one is March 6th.
There it is. Very good.
So I'll try to at least have N+1 going
There you go.
in here. So yeah.
I'll add that in here next. The meeting on Discord, March 6th, 2024. Well, I think this worked really well. Like after struggling with both Google and Microsoft, kind of liking how easy this was. So thanks for putting that together.
Happy to. And we seem to be getting quite a good community going in this
Yeah,
server
I
as well.
noticed.
So
Yeah. So I think we're doing pretty good. Any other like suggestions or comments or questions like of stuff we should be doing here?
off the top of my head.
Well, I really appreciate what you're doing, Nathaniel. I think the community aspect of this uh, is really improved. So that's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll be around if anybody needs anything. And guess I'll stop sharing. Uh, Stuff is up on the wiki, and I think sounds like we're about ready to wrap. Any last words?
I'm not sure how I'll post the audio recording. I might try to convert it into a dummy video and post it to the YouTube channel. That's my initial thought. So hopefully if you're listening to this, you figured out where to listen to it on. But
Yeah.
and I'll definitely send out a message in the general text message on where to find the recording when I figure out where to post it.
You want me to post the link into the chat here as well for the meeting notes?
Yes, that'd be helpful.
Cool. Do you want that in announcements or do you want that in general or what?
Let's put it in general for now, and I might put it in announcements once I get the recording
Oh, there
also
you go.
done.
Once you put it all together. Excellent. Great idea. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good one. Happy holidays to everybody with all the stuff going on. Have a good New Year.
Yeah. Happy New
Yeah.
Year. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Thanks.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Not. I hope that goes in the recording.
I'm pretty sure it does.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.